down where Lawrence has just read chapters 221 through 230 of Bleach for the first time. Lawrence, how are you?
Hey, yeah, I'm doing good. Yeah, definitely a fun 10 chapters. Excited to get into them.
All right. So, to recap where we left off previously, Ichigo had fought Grimjow and effectively lost, so he sought out the wizards to undergo training to overcome his inner hollow, and he started fighting his inner hollow. We'll start
Yeah.
things off with the Volume 25 poem for No Shaking Throne. So just as a heads up, there's a lot of spacing here. I'll say when I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We are all born dead. The end exists before anything begins. If living is a constant quest for awareness, the awareness we gain at the end is the real goal. In other words, death is the discovery and complete understanding of the end. We are not permitted to seek awareness. Those that cannot transcend death will not find awareness in anything.
Oh, oh shit. Open your third eye up, motherfucker. Yeah, I like this one. It's about kind of like the existential kind of like searching for meaning, and death and people's fear of it and what it means. Yeah, so all deep stuff, and I see how it could very much relate to um this volume, with the Ichigo fighting his hollow, which is like almost like death incarnate kind of, and yeah, definitely thematically relevant poem.
Yeah. So we in this beginning of 10 chapters start off with the finishing of Ichigo's training as he overcomes his inner hollow. What did
Mm-hmm.
you think of this final stage of the inner fight?
We got you buff Ichigo, buff hollow Ichigo rolling out. Yeah, it was definitely a cool end to it. He finally was he had like that little kind of weird like Zaraki like flashback slash like hallucination fight going on. It was a fun little tidbit to
Mm.
throw in there. And then he ends up defeating his Hollow, and Hollow Ichigo is like pretty much you'll be king for now, but if I ever sniff a moment's weakness, I'll fucking come out and stomp you. And Ichigo was pretty much like, good luck, bro, where that's not happening anymore. And yeah, so he finally got, the control of himself and his body back, and yeah, definitely a good sign for him in terms of things to come.
Yeah, hence the title of the volume here, No Shaking Throne.
Hmm.
That's to mean that from now on, Ichigo is in the driver's seat. The
Yes.
the role of king will be occupied by him.
Come at the king and best not miss.
Yeah, on the outside of himself, Ichigo's hollification continues to progress. They're ready to call it a limit, but then as he hits the final stage that we see pictured here, he overcomes it and he's left with his just mask that he will be able to now equip to enter the
Yes.
hollified form.
New achievement unlocked. He's
Yeah.
yeah, he's got got another thing in the items list he can throw out, when he's in dire straits.
Yeah, what did you think here of this design for the hollified form?
Yeah, it looks cool. He looks like buff roided up Ichigo. He's got the creatine shakes pumping. He's yeah, GTL Ichigo. He's feeling it. He's ready to go. I like it.
All right.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of the reveal in Orihime's apartment that there is a spirit king?
Oh, it was cool. I guess there's like they're adding some more world building into like the whole Soul Reaper, the Soul Society hierarchy, and uh I mean, is this also included the plans as to Aizen's plans, or is that you want to talk about that later?
Just real quick, that the fact that there is a spirit king that exists.
I mean, that's cool. Like, I assume there was some sort of ruling figure over that whole group. I mean, I wasn't like shocked, like, oh, there's a spirit king. Okay. Like, it could have been a spirit president, it could have been a spirit council. I knew there was some shit ruling the whole thing. So, it wasn't like I didn't feel like there was much of a reaction for me there. It's just like, oh, okay, that's another plot development. Okay.
Okay. What did you think about Aizen's plan that he wants to kill God? That's his final stage of the plan.
Um, Yeah, I mean, so like learning his plan, like I'm even more confused about why Tosin is like gung ho about this. Like they're taking out a whole town of people, and that seems like counter to everything that he would like believe
Necessary
in.
sacrifices.
I mean, I get the logic in quote unquote necessary sacrifices, but I feel like someone like that is
I
that caught
feel
up
like
in.
you're a little too invested in Tosin. Like every time we talk about Tosin, you just
But like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, I want things to make more sense with that. Okay, I'm being a kind of a dick here about. Okay, I'm being kind of a bean counter here. Like, I'm being a little bit over.
clearly you're inserting your own definitions of justice onto Tosin, where Tosin has his own.
Well, like if
Uh,
we, I want like I just want his definition of justice to be more fleshed out. Like I don't know, like if you're gonna make him Mr. Justice, I need to know like what exactly his lines are and what they aren't. Like I don't, I feel like I need more info on that. Anyways, okay, back. Okay,
well, yeah.
I'll leave that alone.
Anyways, the Spirit King exists. Aizen's plan is to kill them. In order to kill them, he has to create the royal key in order to get to the royal palace. In order to do that, he has to have a bunch of mod souls, which they just sort of gloss over. They're like, yeah, he's got them. Don't worry about him. And also the souls in a very specific portion of the human world that switches every 100 or 1,000 years or so. That just so happens to be in the town that Ichigo lives in, Karakura
Yeah,
Town. So,
yeah.
what did you think of the revelation that the final battle, will be 4 months from quote unquote now in Karakura Town?
So I was like, okay, training arc time. Like that was I mean, that was pretty much my reaction. Not in a bad way, but I think these training arcs are like more fun than the other ones were than it was during the Soul Society stuff. You got more characters going on that are interesting. Between the Soul Reapers that showed up in the Soul Society that are all characters that I mean, at least I like. So I'm happy to get more of them doing their whole like helping the humans train and also like getting their own kind of shit together in terms of like preparing for the battle. Then you have the Wizards here training Ichigo. Their personalities are all pretty fun so far. They lot of banner going on back and forth. And yeah, so yeah, all good all around good stuff going on so far. And that was pretty much my reaction. Like we're gonna get some training.
All right. Well, what did you think of Renji and Chad training together?
Renji and Chad training together. Yeah, so that was the interesting how that developed because they set up that Renji wanted to speak to Urahara and ask him some questions, and Urahara pretty much set him up by like saying like if you do some odd jobs for me, then I'll tell you whatever you want to know. But I like how he kind of like inserted the odd jobs, and Renji didn't try to like talk him down and just like let me train Chad, and then get whatever you want. Like I like how Urahara tried to like throw that fishing line out there and was able to hook him without without the deal getting simplified a little bit. But poor deal making from Renji. He's definitely not going to be doing any stock trading anytime soon or anything like that. But yeah, I like we didn't really get to see that much of the training. We just
Yeah, just more about the fact that it's happening.
yeah, more yeah, but you got to see pretty much the idea it seems to be is just like Renji's going to use his Bankai and Chad's going to defend it and try and it kind of like and attack as well and try to just iron sharpening iron kind of deal. So makes sense.
Yeah. So that was just a quick drop in. We then go to Yamamoto finishes talking to Orihime, says, "Can you go give the message?" And then Itsugaya is ready to leave. And Yamamoto says, "Wait a second, there's someone here to talk to you." And it's Hinamori.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think of Hinamori's chat with Hitsugaya? This is the first time we've seen her since Soul Society, and after she was cut down by Aizen.
She needs to chill out. Like, come on, Hinamori. He tried to kill you. Like, you were like this close to death. Like, and you're like, oh, please don't hurt Captain Aizen, please,
Maybe he's being manipulated by Jin. There must be a reason for all that he's
please.
doing.
Just like the epitome of just female like simping, man. Like, GD, come on, Hinamori. Just like, oh man, yeah, I'm not a fan of her decision making here. You know, like once someone tries to kill you, like in cold blood, and clearly was like lying to everyone throughout this whole society, and like and disrespecting like everyone else that you hold dear, like you got to just cut that person loose. You can't just like be hung up on, you know, the empty words, empty promises that they were espousing. It's yeah, shameful stuff. But hopefully she'll have a change of heart soon enough.
We will see.
Yeah.
So from there, we jump back to Ichigo is continuing his training now that he has his mask. It's in order to prolong the uses of his hollow mask. What did you think of his continued training and Orihime showing up?
Or of Ichigo's training Orihime showing up. Yeah, you know, it was interesting to see his reaction to the news. Like, he was so shocked by it that he was like, kind of like, well, it's not even worth me like thinking about this. I'm just going to go back to training, because clearly whatever reaction I have, like it'll probably be more invaluable for me to just get stronger. So it was good to kind of see him just like inherently kind of just realize that, and Orihime kind of commented on it in her mind, thinking like, here he is, like I expected, like she expected more of an emotional reaction, but you know, he's like just getting stronger, and that kind of motivates her to want to increase her level, which carries on until I imagine what you're going to talk about next.
Well, what I am going to talk about next is Uri regaining his powers.
Oh yeah, that's a little thing that happens in between there. Oh yeah, Uryu is fighting his dad. His dad's kind of like just like he's being a huge asshole the whole time. Like, he's like, you suck. He's like, you piece of garbage. You don't deserve the powers. You suck. Like, he's pretty much like, he's just like cursing his name for like the whole training is just his dad just being like, you're worthless. But,
I mean, is he wrong?
I mean, I guess like he's not wrong in terms, like he's not wrong in terms of like his abilities are like aren't up to snuff and compared to his dad's, obviously. Like I mean, I don't know like what the, like I don't have like a measuring stick in terms of like Quincy level, so I can't tell like whether he's just like being overly like he's just kind of being kind of like over expressing like the how much Uryu sucks, or if it's like he really does suck and he's like and he needs to get like on his level. I don't know. Like is he like a mid level, and he's like, or like a mid to high level, and he's like, you suck compared to someone who's like master of the craft, or is he saying like you're at the bottom rungs of like everything, and I'm just trying to get you to like at least like a mid level like Quincy, to the where I would have like some sort of respect for you. Like, I'm trying to gauge like what he like what his father expects him to be at. Like, what's the level? Like, is he saying is he trying to make him like the best Quincy of like all time, or is he just like trying to make him just a basic level respectable Quincy?
He's just trying to give him his powers back.
Well, like, does he have his powers back yet?
Yeah, he said so.
That's what I'm saying. He has his powers back, but he's like, now he's trying to like push him to another level, right? I assume he has his powers like now, but now he's like trying to like get him to like whatever.
Well, okay. Well, where things end is that he's regained his powers, and his father says, "We'll call it a night." That's where we see Uryu last.
Right, but like if I'm thinking back to like,
so moving on,
wait,
because we're not gonna get it. that's the end of what we see from Uru here. You're not going to get any more answers regarding that from what we've gone over
Yeah.
today.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. All right. Fair point.
So,
Fair
what
point.
did you think of Urahara dismissing Orihime, saying, "Don't join the front. You need to take a backseat this time." All the while, Aizen seems to actually be interested in Orihime, reviewing the footage of her in the real world that Ukiora brought her.
Well, I mean, I feel like they're like two separate things. Obviously, Aizen values her because it's like something that he's unique that he doesn't like have much like experience with, like a power. Like that's the same reason why the 12th division captain was like, I'm not interested in you or you. I'm interested in her because like she has like powers that are like very rare, like that could be studied and whatsoever. So that it makes sense from that perspective why Aizen would be excited. But then on the other hand, it also makes sense why Urahara is like Yushin Battle because obviously her only offensive weapon that she has was damaged, and that kind of limits her usefulness against fighting their Ronkars because like her healing and her shield and her whatever shielding abilities
Mm,
aren't really that helpful when you have like the fourth company who can already fill that kind of void there and also fight at the same time. So it makes sense why he's saying like you're not fit for the big time, kid. Makes sense.
yeah, harsh words. We then cut to the reveal that Grimjow has been kicked out of the Espada after losing an arm.
Yeah.
What did you think of that?
I mean, you do dumb shit, you get dumb results. Like it's his fault. Like that makes sense to me. He didn't listen to the Eisen's orders or any of the other Espada, and he pretty much got five low level around cars murdered. I mean, well, not murdered, but killed. In action on his behalf. So yeah, it makes sense.
So then we get the reveal of Yami being an Espada. What did you think of that?
I mean, the fact that now he's a Espada, I don't really have a ton of respect for the rest of these Espadas. If he got wrecked like so easily, and now he's like number 10, it's like okay, so maybe like 9 through like 7, like 10 through 7 might kind of suck. Then if he's like already at number 10, and he was like light work for Yorichi, and okay, whatever. So yeah, not a good showing for the Espadas already.
Well, the reason we find out he's number 10 is because Ulquiorra's why is the word escaping me? He's collecting him in order to bring him to the Espada meeting with Aizen. And this is that meeting. What do you think of any of the character designs here? Did you like this panel, this spread?
Yeah, that was a good spread. I like the spread. You got to see like the inner like meeting room that Eisen set up, and you got to see them all, like all the characters kind of sitting in their own unique way, and you can kind of like read into whatever you want character wise in terms of like the way they're standing, the way they're sitting, and yeah, I like the designs. They look cool. Yeah, so good stuff all around.
Which of the numbers do you think are here?
Well, I know 6 is in the bottom right.
By the way, I want to clear something up. In the translation you're reading right now, it says Rupee. Their name is Lupi, Luppi.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, I know 6 is in the bottom right just from the reveal later.
That's Lupi.
Lupi. I'm guessing. I guess if I'm guessing, I'm gonna go by who's like standing closer to Aizen. I feel like the one down with like the circular head thing is probably like. So Aizen's not a number, right? None of the generals are numbers. All the Arankars are only the numbers, right? Is the one in the center? Is the one in the center the creation, or is that an Espada?
The one Aizen is standing in front of is what turns into Wonderweiss.
Right. Wonderweiss, right. Okay. And would Wonderweiss be an Espada?
No, he's not an Espada.
He's not an Espada.
He's just an Arankar.
Okay. Well, I would guess that the one in the circular is like number 1. I'm gonna guess the one standing with the to the right of Aizen is like number 2. I'll guess the one standing in front of Aizen's number 3, and the one in the top left is number 4.
Okay, well, one
Yeah,
day you'll be able to look back and realize that, oh, that's who that is, and that they're this number.
yeah,
Exciting times.
yeah. Right, right.
So, Rukia and Orihime began training together in Soul Society. Any quick thoughts there?
Oh yeah, it was good to see, because Orihime has been kind of like worrying about the Rukia Ichigo relationship. The fact that they're able to, she's able to put that past her and kind of work out at her own friendship with Rukia and kind of go to her with her problems about like Urahara telling her that she can't fight and wanting to and express like why she wants to like contribute and yeah, so that was definitely a great conversation. um yeah, it like and I think that's definitely something I'm happy in terms of what Bleach has done, like in comparison to like Naruto per se. Like I feel like a character like Sakura like doesn't really get that kind of level of development in terms of like every scene of her like advancing kind of happens off screen, like like the whole her with working with Tsunade and like getting her like medical abilities and learning like her like strength and all that. I feel like that's she like all her development is kind of like off screen, but I feel like with Bleach they're giving like Orihime her own arc throughout the series, and you get to see like like why she makes the decisions that she makes and what motivates them, and how she develops her strength like from the beginning to what will be the end. So yeah, definitely happy that Orihime is getting her own arc.
Well, so in chapter 199 or chapter 190, the Hollows invaded, or sorry, the Arankars invaded. Chapter 200, the Arankars invaded. Chapter 230, the Arankars have invaded again. It's the
They
third
back.
invasion. Backstreet is back.
Yeah.
What did you think of this third invasion?
Yeah, like I don't like they just seem like to just be like coming in with like small
Chilling.
little groups to just like fuck around with them. Like they're not even like taking like I feel like the like all these invasions aren't like really even serious because like the first time it showed up with only 2 people, the second time it was just Grimjaw being an a-hole and
Well,
like wanting.
only two of them are official. The first and this third here.
Wait, what?
Only two of them are official. Remember.
What do you mean only 2 of them are official? Oh yeah, only 2 of them are official. Yeah, 2 of the raids are official. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because the first one was just like a like just to like try to assess
Recon.
Ichigo, recon on Ichigo. The second one was just like Grimjaw being a dickhead, and then this one,
Remember, it's Grimjow.
Grimjow being a dickhead, and then this one is it kind of seems like they're just doing this just to like fuck with them because they're like not ready to do their full invasion. It's almost like they're just like, like we're gonna try like interrupt their training a little bit, try to like mess up their preparations, see if we can get like a few kills on the table, of some important figures, just to lessen the numbers for when we do our huge invasion. This one's just kind of like we'll see how much shit we can like get them into, while we're kind of doing our own thing, preparing for the big invasion.
Look, I will admit that today's Sim chapters weren't the most exciting. It was definitely more of an interstitial period.
Yeah.
I think you've got a really great day ahead of you tomorrow, though.
Good, because I thought you were saying that these 10 were going to be like the start of the big like kind of thing, like the big like. Oh, you were saying it's still interstitial. Okay.
No, I mean I'm saying we're still like getting further and further.
Yeah, and I didn't think these were like bad, really. I mean, they were like like they were just like I was expecting some training stuff to happen, and I got training stuff. So, and I felt like I was more entertained by this training than I was during the Soul Society training. So, already one ups it in that regard. Yeah, I mean, obviously, this invasion happening sets up these next 10 to be a lot more exciting.
Yeah, you've got a good day ahead of you tomorrow. You are going to learn the purpose of their third invasion.
Cool.
And you'll finish volume 26, which is the Mascaron Drive, and enter volume 27, Goodbye Halcyon Days. Cool. Any thoughts you want to share before we wrap up?
Oh, no, I think I got everything out there that was on the noggin.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining. We'll see you tomorrow for day 24. Bye.
Yep. Peace out.